the story of John the Baptist and King Herod. The story of John the Baptist and King Herod is one of contrasting characters. From the birth of John and his ascendancy to fame in the wilderness, to King Herod's initial appreciation for John's righteousness and wisdom, the story takes an unexpected turn, leading to tragedy. John the Baptist's birth was undoubtedly a remarkable event. The book of Luke informs us that he grew up in the wilderness, dedicating his life to God's purpose. And the child grew and became strong in spirit. And he lived in the wilderness until he appeared publicly to Israel. His commitment to God and his bold teachings attracted attention across all Judea. The book of Mark reflects how his fame spread like wildfire, stating, "The whole Judean countryside and all the people of Jerusalem went out to him. Confessing their sins, they were baptized by him in the Jordan River." The anticipation and curiosity surrounding John were unmissable, as people wondered whether he was a potential king, prophet, or even the one God spoke of himself. Now, King Herod was a renowned figure during this period. He was a Roman Jewish client king of the Herodian kingdom of Judea, and he was not ignorant to news of John the Baptist's fame. He was eager to learn more about this enigmatic figure who had captivated the attention of the masses. As John preached fearlessly, he did not shy away from addressing King Herod's wrongdoing. Specifically, he denounced Herod's unlawful marriage to his brother's wife. This outspoken condemnation landed John in prison, emphasizing the lengths he was willing to go to speak the truth and challenge those in power. Despite imprisoning John, King Herod exhibited mixed emotions towards him. The book of Mark reveals that Herod both feared and respected John, clearly recognizing his righteousness and holiness. Because Herod feared John and protected him, knowing him to be a righteous and holy man. When Herod heard John, he was greatly puzzled, yet he liked to listen to him. There was an undeniable sense that John carried the authority and divine legitimacy of a prophet. Herod was captivated by John's teachings and appreciated his wisdom, and would often speak with him gladly, desiring to hear his words of wisdom. However, John's condemnation of King Herod's marriage to his brother's wife made the woman angry, leading to her deep-rooted hatred for John the Baptist. Herodias, Herod's wife, resented John for openly condemning their union. Through deceit and cunning, she orchestrated his demise. As stated in Mark chapter 6, Herod gave a banquet for his high officials and military commanders and the leading men of Galilee. When the daughter of Herodias came in and danced, she pleased Herod and his dinner guests. The king said to the girl, "Ask me for anything you want and I'll give it to you." And he promised her with an oath, "Whatever you ask, I will give you up to half my kingdom." She went out and said to her mother, "What shall I ask for?" "The head of John the Baptist," she answered. At once the girl hurried into the king with the request, "I want you to give me right now the head of John the Baptist on a platter." The king was greatly distressed, but because of his oaths and his dinner guests, he did not want to refuse her, so he immediately sent an executioner with orders to bring John's head. The man went, beheaded John in the prison, and brought back his head on a platter. He presented it to the girl, and she gave it to her mother. The tragic end came when Herod, pressured by Herodias' manipulations, ordered the execution of John. This decision grieved the king as he recognized the righteousness and purity of the man he had admired. The story of John the Baptist and King Herod teaches us several important lessons. Firstly, it highlights the importance of speaking the truth even when it challenges those in power. John fearlessly stood up for his convictions, regardless of the consequences. Though Herod initially appreciated John, he ultimately succumbed to the influence of his wife, ultimately making a regrettable decision. The story should remind us to remain steadfast in our faith and not to compromise our integrity, even when faced with opposition. As followers of God, we should draw inspiration from John's fearlessness and commitment to speaking the truth, understanding that the consequences may be severe, yet our suffering will come with many rewards. As Jesus says in Matthew 5:10, "Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven."